Hi, my name's Claire, and I'm going to show you how to create a MIDI track and insert a virtual instrument in Ableton Live. So Ableton has many different software instruments, and if we look over to the left under categories, you can see many of these different instruments under the instruments category. We've got sound also, so we can see bass, guitars and plucked, and mallets, for example. We've also got drum racks. So right now, let's look at a drum rack, and we can preview these by clicking on them and listening back to them in Ableton. So now, if I double-click on one of these drum racks, I find that it's loaded up onto a MIDI track. Okay. So now that I've got the drum rack loaded up on my MIDI track, I'm going to hit the record button on the track, and that puts the track in record enable. I'm going to hit my MIDI keyboard right next to me now, and I've got a kick drum on the C1 key, and all of the samples of the drum rack are all loaded up on the corresponding keys on my MIDI controller. So for example, I've got a kick on C1 and a snare on D1. Another way that you can trigger samples from your drum kit once it's been loaded up is with your computer keyboard. So right now, I have the keyboard button selected on the top right-hand corner of Ableton. And if I press the Z key down twice to transpose it, at the bottom of Ableton, it tells me my computer keyboard has its current octave set C1 to D2. So right now, I can trigger all of my drum samples with the computer keyboard. So now I'm going to record a drum clip into this clip slot right over here. I'm going to turn on my metronome by clicking on the top left-hand corner of Ableton. So right now, I'm going to hit play, and we can hear the metronome. And when I next click the record button, we're going to start recording at the beginning of a bar. And I've just recorded a 2-bar phrase of drums. So now let's take a closer look at the sequence I just recorded. If we look at the drum samples and where they fall really quickly, now I'm not perfect, and it seems like I've got the timing of these a little bit off. So we would want to quantize these so that they sit better on the beat. So in Ableton, we can quantize these by going over to Quantize Settings, and you can find that in the Edit menu. And this will allow us to choose what we want to quantize to, whether you want to quantize to an 8th note or a 16th note as the smallest division, for example. So in this case, I would like to quantize to 8th notes. So I will hit, and these settings look okay, so now I'll hit OK. And all of my hits are now quantized. So if I play this back, these sit much better on the beat than they did before. So another way that I can change the position of these notes is to actually click on the note with my mouse and shift them manually. And I can also change the duration of the sample of the note by dragging the end or the beginning of the hit. So let's say I want this snare to actually fall on in this position instead of its previous one. And now when I play back, it falls at a later position than it previously did. And that's how you do it.